John Lennon's The Continuing Story of Bungalow Bill emerged from a moment of cultural collision at the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's ashram in Rishikesh, India, during the Beatles' transformative spiritual retreat in spring 1968. The song targets a specific American named Richard A. Cook III, known as Rick, who was visiting his mother Nancy Cook de Herrera, a publicist for the Maharishi. Lennon found himself both fascinated and repulsed by what he perceived as the young man's contradictory behavior, seeking enlightenment while simultaneously engaging in what Lennon saw as destructive acts. The catalyst for the song occurred when Rick and his mother took a break from meditation to go tiger hunting on elephant back in nearby Nainital. When their group encountered a tiger, Rick shot and killed it, initially feeling proud of his quick reaction and posing for photographs with his prize. However, upon returning to the ashram, Rick experienced guilt and approached the Maharishi to discuss whether killing the tiger was sinful. Lennon happened to be present during this conversation, where the Maharishi reportedly responded with, "Life destruction is life destruction." Lennon later described his inspiration in the 1980 Playboy interview that was written about a guy in Maharishi's meditation camp who took a short break to go shoot a few poor tigers and then came back to commune with God. Lennon's contempt for Rick wasn't just about the hunting incident, it reflected deeper class and cultural tensions. According to Nancy Cook de Herrera's account, Lennon was distant and contemptuous toward the wealthy American mother and her clean-cut college-attending son. The song's lyrics mockingly describe Bill as an all-American bullet-headed Saxon mother's son, highlighting Lennon's disdain for what he saw as American arrogance and privilege. When Lennon sarcastically asked Rick, "But wouldn't you call that slightly life-destructive?" The exchange became the emotional core of the song. The recording session on October 8, 1968, at EMI Studios became historically significant when Yoko Ono sang the line, "Not when he looked so fierce," making it the first Beatles song to feature lead vocals by a non-member. This moment represented Lennon's mother's defense in the song, as Nancy had argued that Rick had no choice but to shoot because of their proximity to the tiger. The song's title combines references to Buffalo Bill and the comic strip character Jungle Jim, while Bungalow referred to Rick's private accommodation at the ashram. Lennon called it a sort of teenage social comment song and a bit of a joke, but the underlying message about hypocrisy and spiritual seeking resonated deeply. The song's impact extended far beyond its recording, fundamentally altering Richard Cook III's life trajectory. After the Maharishi's response and Lennon's pointed criticism, Rick never hunted again, and instead became a freelance photographer for National Geographic for 40 years. This transformation from destroyer to documenter of wildlife represents an ironic epilogue to Lennon's satirical portrait. The very person he mocked for his contradictions ultimately embodied the spiritual growth that the ashram was meant to inspire.